Alright, GamesRadar, this is Takeshi here, back again on the PAX 12 show floor. We are at the Sega booth looking at Phantasy Star Online 2. And I am here with...
Ken. Hi there, my name's Ken. I'm here to talk about PSO today.
Awesome. Now, what's new for PAX with PSO 2?
Well, this is actually the first time we're showing on the US floors for showing off Phantasy Star Online 2. What you'll probably see right away is that if you're familiar with the series, that it's really going back to its roots. You can see that it's a hunter class running around, or a ranger, or a force class running around. So those are some of the things that are going on this time around. But we wanted to give a lot of freedom to the players this time around. So this time, when you create a character, you are not locked into the class that you started with. You can go change it to any class that you want at any time. So they all independently level up. So if you feel like a hunter today, you can do that. If you're doing a little bit of range combat, you can go with the ranger. So mix and match it all you want. Each of the classes have their own weapons and abilities and whatnot, so you certainly want to mix and match and get really good at and find what your playstyle really is.
So is that multiple characters, or are you talking about changing jobs within one character?
Changing jobs. So I mean, at the beginning of the game, you'll be sitting there deciding what your race and gender is. But beyond that, you'll be able to sit there mix and match later on at any time. So make it a little bit customer user-friendly.
So does that mean you have multiple skills, or once you change jobs, you leave those skills behind?
You will have to leave those skills behind. So, but with that said, as you've been playing another class, you may find some loot drop for other classes that will certainly help you out and make it easier for the next time around when you level up from the very beginning.
Can you explain a little bit about what's going on screen? It looks like a humongous boss there.
Sure. So for this PAX demo, one of the first bosses you fight is going to be the Rock Bear, where, as you can see, really big, really large. Just like, but as with all PSO boss characters, there is weak spots. You got to figure out where those are and what is the weak against. So actually, with the Rock Bear, with the melee characters, if they can actually hit the face, it will do about triple damage. The drawback to that, of course, is you put yourself into the line of fire. So, I mean, be prepared to take a beating if you take that risk. So, with the force character that my partner in crime is actually using, with that character, it really can be both a high DPS character with magic attacks and whatnot, but could also be a support character, providing heals for the team, for buffs for the team as well. So, it depends on the player how they want to play it and how to use it. If anything, he's actually decided to go range with the gun and using a gun sword, and taking out long shots. So, again, some weapons go across various classes, but I mean, to be really a specialist, you want to use the magic or abilities and weapons that will enhance your stats. So he's actually cheating a little bit. But as you can see with this, in the Phantasy Star universe, or Phantasy Star Online 2, one of the things that's always been part of the series is big bosses, and it's like epic bosses. So I mean, we certainly want to bring that back and keep on doing that, and give you that really feeling of your multiplayer combat. So 4 players into a party, but if you have to solo, we also let you have the option of having NPCs join you and come with you in the party. So lots of ways to play the game.
It's a difficulty scale depending on your skill?
Sure, or the difficulty scales depending on what area you are in. So you're going to need to choose a quest that is appropriate to your level. But with that said, if you've gotten really far in the game and want to come back and revisit a level, you could actually choose a harder option on that level as well. So you will let you do some backtracking to do whatever you want, so on.
Is there any benefit to going back and replaying those levels?
Loot. Always about loot. With that said, I mean, some of the quests and so on, it's like there'll be times where it's just like the NPCs will give you a quest where they want you to take out a specific enemy or collect a certain item. So due to that, you will need to go back to stages where those enemies are most prevalent. So one of the things that we've also changed this time around, it's different, is from the old school players of PSO, they'll realize that, wow, this character can jump now. I know, it's a little thing, but people seem to be happy about that fact. But one of the things that we've also done is customize the weapons more, where there is now 3 photon technique slots that you can put in of different abilities. So I find myself when I'm playing a melee-based character that I'm counting what attack I'm on so that I can get a specific special ability out at that time. So I mean, whether it's crowd clearing or maybe scenario juggle, I'll put those into different slots and count when I want to pull that off.
All right, now it looks like we're in sort of a cave or dungeon of some sort. Can you explain what's going on?
So this is one of our big epic creatures. It's like the Bull Dragon. As you can see, it takes up the entire screen, and it's like at one point you're actually going to be able to go between his four legs and whatnot and be hammering on his legs. But again, you got to look for the weakness points. So I mean, on his forehead you see a big crystal that will do extra damage for hitting that, or on his tail you'll actually stun it for a bit if you can destroy the tail crystal on it. So to give you a sense of scale on it, it's like, I mean, if you're right up close to it, it takes up the entire screen. It just like flies around, does breath attacks. So it's rather scary to take on by yourself. I mean, when it's actually stunned, you can actually jump on its wings and crawl up onto its back and start hitting there when it's done. So,
did he just spawn a whole bunch of little ones?
Oh yeah, it's like, I mean, when it's getting beat on, it decides it's gonna throw down its own party. So, so that, I mean, hey, it was never fair 4-on-1, so it decided to even the odds.
How far into the game is this?
This is still fairly early, definitely within the first quarter of the game. So I mean, we want to give everybody a taste of what some of the big bosses are and so on. It's like, and fairly early on into the game, so get a feel for it, because this is still actually within the first environment type or first planet area. So later on in the game, you'll be you'll be visiting different planets, different areas, just like, and having various events happening even within on your own gate ships. So pretty high variety of different environments that you can explore.
Are we getting kind of close to the end here?
Yeah, we're getting pretty close, but I mean, the boss certainly has a lot of hit points, so it'll probably be 2 to 3 more minutes of beating on it. It's a pretty good. I mean, I found with a crew that knows what they're doing, take it down in about 5 minutes, but the show goes, since it's the first exposure, just like about 7 or 8 minutes, maybe a little bit more at times. So, certainly not an easy boss to take down.
Is there anything else that you want our viewers to know that I haven't asked about?
Well, I think one of the things that we're not showing off here in the game demo itself, and I'm sure the fans will have questions about, is the mags. We definitely have mags coming back and around. That's the sport character that'll be floating over your shoulder. You'll be able to feed it weapons, items, and whatnot, so that it starts learning abilities and healing you or supporting you in battle. So certainly that's going to be something the fans should look forward to.
Well, finally, can you remind us of the name of the game, platforms, and release date if you have one?
Sure. So again, this has been a presentation of Phantasy Star Online 2. We're going to be releasing this on the PC sometime in 2013.
Great. Thank you very much for showing us Phantasy Star Online here at the Sega booth on the show floor at PAX 12. For more coverage on PSO2 or PAX 12, keep it right here on GamesRadar.com.